So before going to the OBIEE introduction, so I will give the what we require for learning these tools and what is the background needed for this. Okay, so first thing is any reporting tools. I mean, these are all the data warehousing tools. Data warehousing is nothing but where we can store the information, current, I mean, running transactions information as well as historical, last 10 years of data, maybe 15 years of data or 5 years of data. Each and every record, the insert, update, delete, that will be happen in the source. So we will capture that information and will store in data warehouse. I mean, we'll store in one warehouse. So we can use that warehouse for a reporting purpose. Okay, so this is the background. For this one, we require 3 technologies. Okay, so it's not a mandatory, but 2 technologies are mandatory. So one is SQL. The basic SQLs are required. So how to get the data from the database, right? How to fetch the database by using select statement, and how we will join the tables like inner join, outer join, left outer join. If you know already is SQL. So this is a very important. No one gives this. I mean, if you're learning any reporting tools, it's not required SQL, but 100% it's required SQL. And the next one is data warehouse concept. Okay, so it's not a tool. Basically, this is the language. SQL is a language. It's a simple language. Basic, it's required. Okay, and data warehouse concepts. Okay, there are certain concepts are there. So what is the dimension table? What is the fact table? How we will bring the data from the source to target, I mean warehouse. So these kind of things will be existed in this one. It's like only warehouse. Okay, only theoretical part concepts. Then OBIEE. So we will learn this OBIEE, but required SQL. It's a OBIEE is a reporting tool. Okay, we will create the reports and we will deliver those reports to user email addresses, or we will provide credentials to users. User able to log into that application and they will run according to their business requirement. Okay, so basically we will create the reports. So that is our job for in a development mode. Okay, so this is the OBIEE side, but the basic thing is SQL, data warehousing concept, and OBIEE. So SQL, then like we are not going to learning this one. Data warehousing concepts, I will cover the data warehousing concepts. Okay, I will tell you what is the data warehouse and everything. Then OBIEE. Right. So this is the only for if you want to learn only reporting tool. Okay, any one of the reporting tool. In this data warehousing, okay, so under this data warehousing there are one more tool is there, that is ETL part. ETL is nothing but extract the data from source, transform. Okay, so we can transform the data and load that into warehouse. Okay, so this is the ETL part. There are different types of ETL tools are there in market. If you heard about Informatica, okay, data stage, okay, so and Pentaho and Python, these are all the ETL tools. ODI, Oracle Data Integrated, so from Oracle. So these are all the ETL tools. So I mean, this is the one part in a data warehouse. The second part is reporting tools. Okay, so the reporting tools are OBIEE and BO, Business Objects, SAP BO, and Cognos and Tableau. So these are all the different types of reporting tools. But the concept is here, data warehouse is a like it is useful for ETL level as well as reporting level. So this is the background of entire data warehousing stack. So when it comes to the warehouse, okay, so I will give the overall idea, diagram for source, how it looks like source, what are the different types of source, and what is the data warehouse, and what is the information distribution. If you go to here, this is the basic general architecture of data warehouse. Okay, so 1 second, let me take a screenshot. So any questions till now? Are you clear, or you want more explanation on warehousing side? So any questions? Okay, thank you. Right. So this is the data warehouse architecture. In this data warehouse architecture, we will divide this architecture into 3 parts. Okay. So till now it is one part, and here this is another part. First part, second part, and third part. Okay. So we'll discuss one by one. Legacy systems. Legacy systems. What are the legacy systems, and what is the operational data source? So legacy systems are nothing but where we can store the source data. Okay, for example, there are different types of source databases are there, like EBS. Okay, so these are all called as OLTP systems, online transactional processing systems. Whenever you are doing any transaction, or you are placed one particular order, so that will be created in EBS system first. That is one transaction. Okay, that order will be created in EBS. So that is the source. And SFDC, this is also one kind of source. Jira, this is also one kind of source. Okay, there are so many sources are there. Siebel and Teradata, Essbase. Okay, so these are all different types of source databases. So these source databases will be stored in legacy systems. From legacy systems, we will capture all the information as it is. For example, here in EBS there are 100 tables are there. In that 100 tables, we can capture all the tables. The data will replica the data in ODS. Okay, operational data source. So this operational data source representing as a source replica. Okay, source replica. Then from here, we won't do anything. It's not a ETL part. It's a source. Okay, there are some tools are there for syncing the data between source and operational data source. By using that tools, we will sync. But we won't use any ETL things. When it comes to here, we will capture the operational data, transactional data, that we will convert by using any ETL tool. Okay, so we will load the data, extract the data, transform the data, and load the data into this warehouse. So here, data, when we are loading the data from operational data source to data warehouse, we will divide the data into 2 parts. One is dimension, second one is fact. Okay, so that's what we will call it as a data warehousing model is called as a dimensional modeling. Okay, so dimensions and facts. We will divide the data into 2 ways: dimensions and facts. Dimension is nothing but any descriptive. Any table contains the information about object. Description of an object is called as dimension. And fact table, the object created any transactions that will store in fact table. So here in data warehouse, it contains the information in tables. Okay, that tables are dimension tables and fact tables. Once we load the data from from operational data source to data warehouse, okay, so then from warehouse to information distribution. So our reporting tool will comes here. Okay, number 3, third stage, our part is there, our job. Okay, OBIEE tool. Okay, information distribution. We are providing the information to end users. Okay, user can access application and they will use the reports. So that is the purpose of entire this data warehousing stack. Okay, but here data mart is nothing but we can divide data warehouse into small pieces. So in general, we will call it as a schemas. Schemas are users. Okay, that information basically will divide it into business areas. For example, there are in single organization there are different business streams are there. For example, sales, one stream, administration is one stream, and finance is one stream, and HR is another stream. So there are different manufacturing, energy, okay, quality group is there. So there are different types of business processes are there. So each and every business process related information we will store in data marts. Okay, so sales information we will store in one data mart. Finance information we will store in one data mart. Quality, manufacturing, like that we will divide the entire this warehouse into small pieces. That part is called as data marts. Okay, a data mart is a subset of data warehouse. That's it. It's a subset. From here we can take the information, or else single data warehouse we can connect and we can create the reports. So this is the entire data warehousing architecture. Any questions? So are you got this warehousing architecture or any more explanation? Please let me know.
So this data mart is this tied to OBIEE? Meaning, does it have to be Oracle only, or could it be any like SQL database?
I mean, warehouse it could be anything. Okay, so I'm not talking about specifically Oracle, but it's a Teradata, maybe Teradata. Then we can use PeopleSoft and Oracle. Anything, it could be anything. But Oracle, even if you go to MySQL, SQL Server, okay, anything, we will create data marts in that data warehouse.
And then OBIEE will do real-time access of that data from data mart?
Yes. No, it's not real-time for access data. We can do. Okay, so any reporting tool, we can connect real-time data as well as data warehouse. I mean, data warehouse, it's not a real-time data. Basically, what will happen in a source, okay, in the legacy systems, every time, each and every section, in each and every second, the transaction will be happen, right? So the data will be inserted and updated and deleted. Okay. So when we are the transaction is going on, so this operational data will capture that information. Okay. From here, every day, it depends on client requirement. Most probably, at the end of the transactions, we will load the data from operational data source to warehouse. So, particular day, okay, single day transactions we will store in warehouse. Okay. So, this is one part. I mean, we are not going. That's what this data warehouse is not a OLTP. It's a OLAP. Online transaction analytical processing, because we are going for analysis. Okay, so we can use this data for analysis. That's what analytical process.
Okay.
Okay, but any reporting tool, not only OBIEE, I'm not talking about OBIEE right now. Any reporting tool will connect to operational data source or legacy systems. Directly can connect EBS. Okay, and you can connect a warehouse, but there are differences are there. If you connect direct legacy systems, what will happen? The performance of the reports very less, because in legacy systems, if you want to fetch the data, we have to connect, we have to join with the different dimensions, different tables. Okay. Yes. In legacy systems, the join conditions are more. That's what we will prepare will write a PL/SQL kind of procedures in
Right.
on this legacy systems. When it comes to the warehouse, just we are dividing different dimension tables. Then we can create the report. That is the advantage of data warehouse.
Okay.
Okay, we can connect on this. So absolutely, we can connect. We can create the report. But performance, user will not wait like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? Those are mandatory. First thing. Okay, so the next one is once the data loaded, once the data is available in a data warehouse, will connect, OBIEE part will come. Okay, so first before going to OBIEE, I will give a quick introduction about the history of OBIEE and the architecture and how the architecture looks like. Okay, what we will do in reporting side. Okay, so here basically OBIEE is nothing but Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. It's right now it is a Oracle product. Okay, so but if you go to the history, it's not an Oracle product. Okay, so it's the basic reporting tool. This OBIEE reporting tool is developed by Enquiry System. NQS, we call it as the Enquiry Systems. So in 1990s, this Enquiry Systems, like they are introduced one reporting tool in market. So later in 2000, Siebel, okay.
Yeah.
Siebel acquired this reporting tool. Okay, they are introduced. If you heard about Siebel Analytics 7, okay, so that is the next step. Okay, Siebel acquired Enquiry Systems and they have created Siebel Analytics 7. Okay, so then in 2005, Oracle acquired this Siebel Analytics and they are introduced in 2007. The basic version of OBIEE is 10G version. Now in market, 11G version. Okay, so there Oracle upgraded this 10G version to 11G. So many changes are happened between 10G to 11G. Okay, I will tell you the changes and everything, the architecture level also. But this is the history of OBIEE. Right now, the latest version is recently 2 months back released 11.1.1.9.0 is the latest version. Okay, then standard version is still now industry using the 7.0 version or 7 point plus later version. Okay. 11.1.7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.4, 6 like that. There are versions are there. So like we have to upgrade. So this is the basic version 7. Whenever you find this 7.0, so after that we have to upgrade the system. So Oracle will release the patches and we have to apply the patches. So when you apply the patches, automatically this will go to 7.2 like that. But the basic is 7.0. Now now 9.0 version. Okay, so this is the history of OBIEE when it comes to the architecture. Okay, so any reporting tool, even other reporting tools, will follow the same structure. Okay, first thing is data will be there in warehouse, DW. Okay, data warehouse. From data warehouse, we'll connect semantic layer, data semantic layer. So that is called as metadata layer. Okay, so in this metadata layer, we will create the data model. Okay, so without this data model, we unable to create the reports. First thing is, so we'll prepare the data model. That's what here we'll use the joint conditions. How to give the joint conditions? Then based upon the SQL. Okay, so this SQL it will be helpful to identifying the joint conditions in data model. So once the data model everything is done, then we have to go for reports. So once you create the reports, you will place those reports on dashboards. Okay, finally users will access this dashboard. Okay, so this is the process. Any reporting tools. Data will be there in data warehouse, then metadata layer, you prepare the data model, and I mean so many things are there in this level, but high level, once the data model is completed, we create the reports as per the requirement, then we will create dashboards, and in this dashboard we will place all the reports to, we'll move all the reports to dashboards and user will access. Okay, so this is the process, but it depends on ETL tools. Sorry, it depends on reporting tools. That the structure of the data model is different. The way of creation is different. Okay, so got it, Andy?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to the OBIEE architecture, okay, so simple, I mean easy understanding architecture is this one. Okay. So 1 second, let me take one more screenshot. Okay. So this is the architecture and the architecture of OBIEE. Then in this architecture, so we can divide this OBIEE architecture is two types. One is WebLogic domain. So if you don't know anything about WebLogic, I will give the introduction about WebLogic because WebLogic is very important. Okay, so WebLogic is a domain. It will contains the all Java components. We can install, okay, applications in single WebLogic. For example, OBIEE we will install in WebLogic, and another reporting tool from Oracle, Primavera P6, we will install in WebLogic. So we can install many applications in single WebLogic. So it's like a system OS. Our system OS is there. In this OS, we will install video players and our softwares and so many different types of software we will install. In a similar way, Oracle introduced WebLogic domain. In this WebLogic domain, we will install our OBIEE application is one application, and like that, different Oracle applications we will install in single WebLogic. So when it comes to this architecture, this is divided into two parts, right? So this is WebLogic and this is Oracle. So OBIEE things. This is OBIEE related server. This server will get this server existed in WebLogic. Okay. So okay, in 10G there is no WebLogic concept. No WebLogic concept. Okay. So in 10G version, one server is there. That server 11G, those will run on WebLogic server. Okay. So this is the like high level information. When it comes to that OBIEE, there are 5 independent servers are there. In that OBIEE architecture itself, 5 components are there. One is BA server. Basically, BA server is used to connect to database. Okay, so we have to connect to database anytime, right? So this BA server. BA server is used to connect to database. Okay, so once we connect to the database, we need to import metadata. Metadata is nothing but the structure of the table. We are not going to import any data here, the structure of the table, and we'll give the joins, and if you want to create any new calculated fields, new calculations and hierarchies. So all these things we'll do in BI server. Okay, this BI server contains one tool. That tool in OBIEE we will call it as a administration tool. Okay, admin. Okay, administration tool. So when you install OBIEE application in your system, then you will get all these things. See here, this one. This is I installed client in my machine, but if you install OBIEE server, okay, so you will get this administration. This administration tool will run in this server, BA server. Okay, if you click on this tool, then automatically it will open this one. Okay, like this. This is the administration tool. By using this tool, we will connect the database and we will import table structure, and we will create the joins. Okay, how I will show you with the sample RPD, but this is the administration tool. This administration tool will access .rpd extension files. .rpd. RPD is nothing but repository or rapid file directory. RPD. .rpd extension files. Okay, already I opened one particular RPD. Okay, so this is the administration tool. See here, Oracle BA administration tool. This administration tool name is this administration tool will read .rpd extension. See here, this RPD. So this is called as metadata. This .rpd file is divided into three parts, three layers, not three parts, three layers. One is physical layer, business layer, and presentation layer. This physical layer, the use of physical layer, we will create, the data existed in database, right? Or the structure of the tables are existed in database. So this physical layer is used to connect the database. Okay, different databases. See here, this is OLAP. Okay, we can connect OLAP databases. We can connect to OLTP, and we can connect to PeopleSoft, EBS, CBEL. Okay, any sources we will connect, and we will import metadata. So metadata is nothing but the structure of the table. 1 second. If you expand this one, yeah, 1 second. So we will import. We will give the connections. There are settings are there. So before importing metadata, we have to do some settings. So once we done with that setting, then now we can connect to database. See here, these are all the tables existed in database. See here. Okay. So if you expand this one, if you click on this table, basically it will give the information about the table name and how many columns are existed and what type of data types and the size of the data type, whether that particular column existed null values or not. All the information it will use when you double click on this. So here we will create the create the joint conditions. Okay, in this physical layer. Once this physical layer is completed, so we'll bring, see here, yeah. So this is the table name. This is the physical table. We can write store procedure also, any custom table, or by using select statement. Nothing but it's a views in like database, and the corresponding table columns. These are all the columns are there, and the data type and the length and the null, whether it is a null value or not, right? So all these things will do in physical layer. Okay, so once structure is completed, see, I will open one particular table joint conditions. So this is one table. Okay, so right click on this table, go to this physical diagram, objects and directly joins. So it will use the this fact table joint conditions. See here, this is a fact table. These are all the different types of dimension tables. And if you click on this, I mean, there is no coding at all. Here, there is no coding. Only simple drag and drop, or you can select the options. But you have to know which is the primary key, which is the foreign key. So that concepts are very important.
Hey, one question here.
Yes, yes, yeah. Tell me.
This physical layer, is it tables on same database or different database?
We can connect the same database in the sense it's a warehouse database.
I'm talking like server. So because you're joining, right? My question was, can we bring in like tables from different physical server and join it? Let's say, you know, I have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can do that. So I will give you I will clarify your doubt. There are two servers are there. One server is in PeopleSoft. Second server is in OBIEE, right? So we can bring tables from these two servers into this physical layer. We can do the joint condition. That's
Okay,
what we are expecting the same thing, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Based on a common key. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, based upon the common key, right? We can do that. So that is called as data. In technical words, data blending. So we have to blend the data with two different databases, physical servers.
Right.
Okay. So right. So this is the physical layer. When it comes to the BMM layer, so BMM is nothing but business model and mapping layer. So in this business model, what we will do, we will create the hierarchies. So this is the one simple hierarchies. We create this hierarchies based upon the dimension tables, and we will create the new calculated fields for a business requirement. Okay. So these are all the calculated fields. Right? Okay. So that we will do in business model and mapping layer. So many implementations are there in, but high level. So this is the heart of the this BA server, this application. Okay. So I mean, if anything wrong here, then automatically this tool will identify that errors. Okay, it will be display that errors. Okay. So this is the business layer. Once completed here, see here. So this is the case statement. Simple case statement, but based upon the business requirement, we will create the new columns. These columns we will call it as the customized columns, new custom columns. So once this is completed, then we will divide based upon the business process. Okay, for example, sales process. This is the sales related subject areas. Where, I mean, it is a project related project, and it is a procurement. It is a pharma. I mean, here in this BMM layer, everything is in single data model, but we are dividing based upon the business process. It's easy to understand. So, for example, I want to create a report by using balance. Okay, so directly I will go to the AP balance or AR balance, like that. Okay, or I want to create a balance sheet, then go for general ledger balance sheet. So it is very easy to create the reports and understanding the which data existed in which reports we have to create on which business process. So it is very easy. So this is called as presentation layer. This presentation layer, these are all subject areas. That's what we are calling it as subject. So each and every business process will be treated as one subject. Okay. So here, this is the overall picture of this administration tool, the use of the administration tool, the process of this administration tool. This administration tool will read in this server. Okay. Yeah. So this is the BA server. Presentation server is nothing but this is also one server. It contains the front end application of OBIEE. Okay. So front end application it will ask before going to that one. It will ask username and password. we have to enter username and password. Then in that presentation URL, we will create the reports. Okay, so this is the presentation server. Right now I don't have server, but any reporting tool, front-end application contains a URL. Okay, remember this one. Contains a URL, will provide that URL to users. URL backend side will create the credentials for users. Then user able to log in with that one. So by default, the dashboard will display. That is the BA presentation server. Use of BA presentation. Java host. Whatever the components, okay, existed in BA server, that components front end visibility. For example, you are creating a graph. That graph, line and bar graph or pie chart or any other graphical waterfall method or bubble chart. So many charts are there. The chart visibility based upon this Java host. Okay, the backend side of that Java, that particular image, like soft, I mean, we call it as engine. Okay, that graphical engine will run on based upon Java host. That kind of content. For example, if you are going to this web browser, okay, this is the web browser, right? So if you go to this, the backend side, what will happen? It will ask Google, right? See here, the search engine. This is the search engine. This is the Google icon engine. This is the search. If you click on this one, the activities will be done based upon this search. Okay. So similarly, in OBIEE also, it will ask one URL and this. So right now I don't have. Sorry for that. If you click on this URL, see here, this is URL. Okay, this URL, if you click on this URL, automatically one browser will open. So that front-end imagination and the engines will run based upon this particular Java host. Then cluster and BA scheduler. Basically, BA scheduler is used to send the whatever we created reports to user email addresses without login into that application. Once we schedule the report on daily basis, weekly basis, and monthly basis, directly we can pass or we can send that report data in Excel format, PDF format, and CSV format directly to user email addresses. User can view the data in their emails. So that is the purpose of BA scheduler. Then cluster control. Cluster control is nothing but it is a load balancer from all these servers. Okay. So for example, presentation server, you have created a report, you want to see that report. Okay, if you click on that report data, then automatically that request will come to BA server. Okay, in this BA server, that will goes to this presentation, then BMM, then physical, then physical to database, then it will create one SQL on database, and it will fetch data from physical layer to BMM, BMM layer to presentation, presentation layer to report. So this will be happen in fraction of seconds. Understand? See how the architecture is built. So this will be done. You are selected 2 years of data, so it will be fetched within the like less than 30 seconds. So how the engine will run, how much time it is taking. So that will be that balance will do this cluster control. Okay. So but basically BA server as for a developer, we'll see BA server, presentation server, and BA scheduler. These two are related to backend side. Okay, these two are related to backend side. Each and every server or component existed their own configuration files and their own log files. If it's for example, this server down, Java host server down, this server, the backend side, why it is failing, that will be written in log files of Java host. Okay, that's what the entire. These are all the different servers, but that will act as one single server. Remember this one. Then when it comes to the WebLogic, as part of OBIEE, the WebLogic role is limited. Okay, so in this WebLogic, all the Java components are existing. Java components are nothing but the backend support for different applications. Okay, so in this WebLogic, as part of OBIEE, we will create users and will create groups, will implement security, and any new applications you want to deploy for OBIEE supported, then will create in WebLogic server, will deploy in WebLogic server, and monitoring. Okay, so application monitoring and deployments. Most important is deployments, code deployment from one environment to other environment. For example, you are developing code in Dev environment. You want to move that code in QA, then we have to offer this particular deployment in WebLogic server. And there is one beautiful thing is no need to go for creating a reports in front end of OBIEE application. You can create reports from Excel sheet. Okay, so for example, if you open, install in your machine WebLogic server and application, then one option will be there. So that option is called as a smart view. So if you click on that smart view, automatically that will be gives one software. You have to download that software. Once you install that software in your machine, in this Excel sheet. Okay, so in Excel sheet, beside of view, okay, see in this view button is there. So side one more button it will come, that is the smart view. If you click on that smart view, it will ask username and password. Okay, username and password. If you enter that username and password, automatically what are all the subject areas are there in this presentation layer. Okay, presentation layer. All the subject areas will be visible in this Excel sheet. This left side, sorry, this right side. So it will be visible. Everything will be visible here. Then direct select the columns and create the reports. You can apply the filters. That is a very beautiful option in OBIEE that will support. Actually, OBIEE will support that kind of reporting. Okay, so this is a like WebLogic server. So not more about this. Okay, so this WebLogic server. So any questions on this entire OBIEE stuff? So but think there is no coding at all on this. So just the drag and drop. But more options will come. So I mean, without practice, we will forget easily because everything is in GUI mode. So it is very easy to learn and easy to forget.